Hey everyone, welcome back. We're diving deep today, and get this, we're tackling a story that's, well, it's pretty epic, to say the least.
Yeah, you could say that again.
It's the miracle of the 5 loaves and 2 fish, straight from the Gospel of Mark. This story, it really makes you think,
Hmm.
like how in the world can you feed thousands of people with, well, practically nothing? And what's the deeper meaning here? What's it all about, really?
Right, it's fascinating how it all starts, isn't it? Jesus sees this massive crowd, feels compassion for them, and boom, he starts teaching. Time flies by, and before you know it, it's getting late, and the disciples start to get a little, well, worried.
Worried about feeding all those hungry people, right?
Exactly. They're in the middle of nowhere, basically.
Hmm.
Limited resources, a logistical nightmare, as you can imagine.
Yeah, those disciples, they were pretty practical guys. They even pointed out that it would take a fortune to buy enough food for everyone.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. Their focus is on what they don't have. The lack.
That's the heart of this story, really. The tension between human limitations and, well, divine possibilities. The disciples see a problem, a big one. Jesus, on the other hand, he sees an opportunity.
Okay, so picture this. The disciples tell Jesus about this impossible situation, and he simply says, you give them something to eat.
Mm.
Can you imagine? What a curveball.
I know, right?
They have 5 loaves of bread, 2 fish. That's it. What it's supposed to do with that? It's like bringing I don't know, toothpick to a Thanksgiving feast.
Well, think about it. The most important part here is when Jesus asks them a simple question. How many loaves do you have? Go and see. He's not jumping to solutions, is he?
Not at all.
He's prompting them to take action, to assess the situation, figure out what they have before even thinking about a solution.
That's so interesting. It's like he's shifting their focus from the
Yeah.
problem to the resources, however small they might be. And those resources, those 5 loaves and 2 fish, that's all they had. Talk about leap of faith, right?
Yeah. It really makes you think about how often we get stuck focusing on what we lack, instead of looking at what we do have. This story suggests that sometimes the first step to solving a problem is simply, well, taking inventory, seeing what's already there.
Okay, now we get to this beautiful scene. Jesus tells everyone to sit down in groups on the grass. Can you picture it? It creates this sense of order, this feeling of community, everyone coming together, to share this experience.
Absolutely. And the way Jesus blesses, breaks, and gives the food, it's so symbolic. It emphasizes gratitude, sharing, and the transformative power of even small things, really, when offered with intention.
It's amazing, isn't it? It's like he's turning a simple meal into something, well, sacred.
Exactly.
And then boom, the impossible happens. Everyone eats, everyone's satisfied. And get this, there are 12 baskets full of leftovers. 12.
That's incredible, isn't it?
From 5 loaves and 2 fish to 12 baskets of extra food.
This abundance, it drives home the point of the miracle. It's about so much more than just physical hunger. It speaks to our need for spiritual nourishment and the boundless nature of, well, God's grace.
So what can we take away from this, really? We may not be feeding thousands of people with, a couple of sandwiches,
Yeah.
but this story definitely encourages us to look beyond what we see as limitations, doesn't it? Maybe it's a lesson about finding abundance where we initially just see scarcity, lack.
It makes you think about the power of perspective, too. Are we focused on the problem? Or are we actively seeking solutions, even when they seem impossible? That's the question.
It really leaves you with a lot to ponder, doesn't it? What do you think? I know it's given me a lot to think about.
Me too. Absolutely.
Until next time, everyone, keep thinking, keep exploring.